Jeff Durkin with We Are Change Connecticut out here in New York City in Times Square, and we just caught up with Lori Harfenist, aka The Resident.
Got it.
Who does amazing YouTube videos on RT America. And Lori, what's the interesting stuff you've been talking about lately? You know, it seems like we're going to Iraq again, repeating the same stuff again, and just the same experts, Dick Cheney and other people, calling for more war. It's the absurdity is unbelievable.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm not covering that shit. I'm not talking about it. I mean, what's there to say? I've said it already. Look to like old videos from, you know, years ago, and it's all there. To me, what's more interesting about it is just seeing another fucking cycle and seeing everyone buy into it, you know? We've all gone through this before. It's not just the older generation that should have this wisdom. We should have this wisdom by now. Stop feeding into it. Everyone keeps feeding into the same thing, and it's not just in Iraq. It's with everything political right now. Everyone is just feeding into this bullshit that they're throwing at us, and I'm exhausted by it. I'd rather talk about, you know, the way that the establishment is influencing us culturally right now, because I feel like that has more of a detrimental effect than people talk about.
Well, considering we're at the epicenter of that Times Square with the consumerism and the advertisement, where it's just increasing even more, and it's absolutely, and it shows how just it's, you know, normalizing the consumerism, the culture where people have to seem to buy things like that to feel important or happy. I would like to lead more towards solutions and starting about talking about real issues that matter and start getting people off their asses. All of you watching out there, anybody for that matter.
Yeah. Solution number one is to wake people up, to get them to stop fucking shopping and caring about this stuff. We don't need all of this stuff, and it's such a preoccupation and an addiction, and it feeds into our base qualities when we have so much more to offer, and it's being intentionally suppressed by those that just need us sedated. And you know, sometimes I don't fucking blame them when I look around and see how moronic everyone is, because if you're really gonna eat that shit, McDonald's over there, if you're really gonna buy all of this stupidity for this many years, then maybe you should be sedated. I don't know. I don't think so. I still have more hope in humanity, but it's like, I'm old enough now to get angry about people not waking up already. What's it gonna take? I mean, the planet's dying.
Well, yeah, I still have some sliver of hope, emphasis added, of people who are, you know, I'm not going to give up totally, because then that would be losing everything. So I think people, you know, just seem to relate to the idea that they can't do anything or change the world or anything like that. The same old cliche that one person can't change the world. You know, that people seem to buy into that, and then, you know, do what everybody else is doing, the groupthink, the you know, all that stuff. So I hope it changes for the better, but I think
you know,
hopefully.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like one person, like that's, I think, inhibiting us right now from waking up, is that a lot of people are too afraid to grab the mantle and really fight, you know, be willing to be thrown in jail or die for a cause. That doesn't exist really anymore. In fact, we're hiding behind masks and not even willing to put our name attached to it. And I think that is really keeping us down too, because we need a couple people to stand up and say, my name is Lori Harfenist, and I'm standing up against this bullshit being perpetrated against us by the establishment. Why is everyone else hiding behind masks? You know, we gotta break through that. We gotta break through that.
And I think the media tends to perpetuate that with the propaganda and all that stuff, where it's just so insane with the aspect of the media. And I think it's changing a little bit with shows like yours and what we're doing, and also other people watching out there. But we still have a long way to go. But yeah, I think I'm very optimistic about that, where, you know, it's that aspect where we try to, you know, the quote by, don't hate the media, become the media. Be the media.
Be the media, be an individual, think for yourself. You're not red, you're not blue, it's just me and you. You know, snap out of it, man. You question every single thing that is being fed to you, every headline, mine, because it's all going through another person's lens. You have to find that truth within yourself and hold that to your core and operate from that, you know. And that's daily work. That involves a lot of work, because look at how many messages we're being bombarded with, right? Look at that ticker, like, buy these stocks, must have retirement plan. You know, the fuck, man. Morgan Stanley.
But I think what I like about, because I've interviewed before comedians like Lee Camp and other people who has an amazing show. If you haven't checked it, Redacted tonight on RT, it's definitely a must-watch, including your show also. But I think what's ironic is comedians are putting out more truth than actual news people in the media, where you actually get news from comedians.
That's always been the case historically, and you know, comedians or artists in general, and that's you know, I'm glad to see comedians still participating in the conversation. Stephen Colbert, we're gonna lose a good one soon, but what we have lost is the other cultural components to that do speak the truth, and that is musicians and artists, and that is really lacking in today's popular culture and the popular consciousness. There are artists out there doing stuff, but in the 70s, when we were undergoing this massive change, it was in the culture. Everyone knew what Woodstock was. There is no that comparison, and culturally speaking, today. And I think we're, you know, I think we need to work on that too, along with having comedians do a good job.
And then just wrapping up here, for people to check out your show, which I encourage people to do, and subscribe to any particular YouTube channels or social media or anything else you want to throw out there before we wrap it up.
Okay, my website's theresident.net. My YouTube channel's The Resident, and my Twitter handle is The Resident. I think that's all I got. My Twitter and through the videos, I comment a lot on my YouTube videos, and I try to engage online with the people for whatever topic I'm talking about. And I have to say that I feel like American society is starting to wake up a little bit.
Courage is not the absence of fear, it's overcoming fear. So, yes, we all have fear because that's a human emotion. But what we do in the face of that fear,